What's going on, everybody? Dave again here. Thanks for swinging back to the channel. You're probably hearing my microwave going off and everything else. I'm just making dinner tonight, but I thought I wanted to really quick do a video and kind of redo my first video per se. Just give you a rundown of myself. So again, my name's Dave. I live in Michigan. I've lived in the west side of Michigan for about 40 years. So in the summer of 2024, I moved over to the east side of the state, pretty close to the Detroit area, to be here with my two younger children. And that's kind of where I'm at today. I'm still here doing my thing, and it looks like I will be here indefinitely. All right, so I was born in 1980, and at that time I was born with TGA, which is transposition of the great arteries. In a nutshell, I could get really detailed about it, but I think I need to educate myself if I want to give you that information. Basically, the pulmonary and the aorta, the two main arteries for your heart. Mine are backwards or work backwards from each other. And that is a big problem because in that process, your body, your heart, lose the ability to reoxygenate the blood going from one chamber to the other and into the lungs. So I had what was called the mustard procedure, which again, a lot I could tell you about it. I'd have to really dig into the words and the nomenclature, but basically they use a balloon to make a hole basically in my heart to allow blood to flow from one side to the other. They did this by the way of making a patch or a tube, which from my understanding is made out of Dacron. And because of that, I now have a funky heartbeat rhythm, a little bit different. But I'm no longer blue, and I'm living and doing well. At this point in time in my life, I do not have a pacemaker. That was always a concern as I was a child. But I've never had to have a pacemaker. I've been told everything from not being able to be active at all to I need to be active, and when I'm tired, just take breaks. That's kind of how I've lived my life. I've been a very active person. I don't play in any sports or anything like that, but when I was a kid, I did play sports with friends. And as a career, up until 2021, I was a mechanic for 27 years. So I've always had a physically demanding job as well. And I think a lot of that has to do with why I'm here still and why I don't have a pacemaker and why I'm doing as well as I am. I think because I've been the type of person to keep going and just living my life and being active and, not just sitting and, getting fat and getting lazy and not, taking care of myself. So with that being said, in May of 2025, I was at my heaviest weight I've ever been at, which is 190 pounds. And I felt like absolute garbage. Walking up just the flight of stairs to tuck my kids into bed, I would be out of breath. I just didn't have any energy left. I didn't like the way I looked. Matter of fact, I'm going to post up some photos of myself from that time. So as you can see there, I had the big stomach and I was distended in the midsection really bad, and in the center here, my face was really fat. I just looked like garbage. I felt like garbage. And because of that, I knew I needed to do something about my health if I wanted to continue to live on for hopefully another 40 years or so. So I took it upon myself to go into the gym to change my diet completely, and diet and exercise and cardio. And since then, I have lost 30 pounds. I'm now 160 pounds now. I feel great. I'm stronger than I've ever been. My workouts can be very intense. Some days I don't feel it and they're not as intense, but there are days where I get in the gym and I'm doing a lot of heavy weight and enjoying myself and very active. Actually, up until I started putting myself into a muscle gaining area for my workouts, I was really investing in cardio, and I was running on a treadmill, which is something I've never done. It felt great. And I've kind of got a goal. I was going to do it last fall, and I kind of allowed myself to push it away and not do it. But I would really like to do a run walk 5K this year. So I think I'm going to really plan to do that here spring or summer of this year. My two youngest kids, who are 11 and 12, they are going to come with me, and they're going to do it with me. So yeah, so that's kind of just a quick reiteration of myself and where my goal is for this year. I'd like to stay somewhere in that 150 to 165 range. I know it's a huge 15 pound swing, but it's really going to be based on how I see myself in the mirror, how I feel, and how my body changes. So I'm wearing this big hoodie, but when I take the hoodie off, as you can see, I'm pretty flat here. I'm getting there. I'm looking good, feeling good. I'm in a real baggy shirt, actually. This is like I think an extra large, so it's way, way too big for me, but it felt nice to wear because it's cold out. So anyways, I want to get to a point where I still feel strong, I look strong, maybe a little more development in my chest, a little more development in my arms. I'm not looking to get visual abs or anything, because in order to do that, you really need to get down to that 15% body fat. And I don't think I need to be that low per se. And it would be hard for me to sustain that as well, because I do like food. And I do still want to enjoy food, like my meal tonight. So I probably won't get that low, but if I could stay thinner, more active, look better, feel better, that's kind of what I'm going to be basing my weight off of. Not necessarily what the scale says, but I do know from experience, if I get much over 165, I start feeling sluggish. And really at 150, at least when I was 150, and this was 15 years ago, I got tired really easy. I didn't have a lot of muscle to go with it. I was just thin, and I felt like I didn't have a lot of energy. Now, I wasn't eating the way I'm eating today. I was definitely just cutting to lose the weight. And so if I got in 150, 155, and I looked good, and I felt good, and I was active, I had energy, and I was still eating the quality meals like I am now, I probably would be okay with that. But yeah, it's just going to depend. So somewhere in that 150 to 165 range is my goal. And I really would like to do a run walk 5K this summer if possible. So we'll see how that works out as well. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate you swinging by. Thanks for spending a little time with me. I just wanted to put this video out there to kind of give you a real, just a refresher of me, what I had done for surgery, why I had it done. And from here on out, we're just going to go day by day as I post these videos and talk about, my health, physical and mental, my workouts, my meal planning, things I'm doing when I go to the doctors, just a little everything in my life. But I am definitely very happy that you guys will come along on this journey with me. I look forward to hearing your stories in the comments. If you have questions or concerns or comments, of course, leave those down below. I will always respond to all of your comments. But you guys take care. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Like and share, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next video.